day 34 of the fighting between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. And on Thursday, diplomacy finally took a front seat. In Doha, the heads of the CIA and the Mossad met with the Qatari Prime Minister to discuss the parameters for a hostage release deal and a pause in the fighting. According to a report in Reuters, the trilateral meeting came after Qatari mediators met Hamas officials on Wednesday night to discuss a potential deal. The meeting comes a day before Qatar's emir travels to Egypt to meet with President Sisi in Cairo, where Hamas chief Ismail Haniyeh is currently visiting.
Qatar is adamant on continuing its effort based on our policies and humanitarian values related to the release of all civilian hostages. Our goal is to return them to their families, but also to our brothers in Gaza to be able to live in safety and security.
Israeli leaders have so far shot down any talk of a ceasefire until Hamas frees all 239 hostages, including 35 children. But in a humanitarian conference on Gaza in Paris, French President Emmanuel Macron called for a ceasefire, while Egypt's foreign minister rejected attempts to displace Palestinians to Egypt.
Today, the situation is grave and is getting worse each day. In the short term, we should work on protecting civilians, and to do so, we need a humanitarian pause, very quickly, and we have to strive for a ceasefire. This should become a possibility.
We condemn all practices aimed at imposing a new status quo by forcing Palestinians to flee, forcibly transferring them and removing them from their lands. The number of displaced persons in Gaza has reached 2/3 of its population. This is in itself another serious violation of international humanitarian law.
Meanwhile, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia hosted a gathering of foreign ministers from the Arab League ahead of the League's emergency meeting on Saturday. And so, over a month since Hamas's onslaught on southern Israel, the Middle East is showing unity in at least one thing: fear of the conflict spreading into a broader regional escalation.